Hello.
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 Hello there.
Welcome to the Flourish Voices podcast, made by members of the Flourish Community.
Hi, how you doing?
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, I'm Gillian.
And I'm Mary, and we will be chatting you through this first episode of the Flourish Voices podcast. Made by members of the Flourish Community project, a mental health recovery community based in Glasgow.
We support people with severe and enduring mental illness, people whose voices are often forgotten. I've been a member here for 3 years.
I've been a member here in Flourish for 10 years for my sins. I'm only joking about that, but in this first episode, we want to tell you who we are and how we got to where we are today. I am going to pass you to Michelle for a bit of background.
Flourish House was born in 1994, based on the clubhouse model of recovery that people with severe mental illness could be valued, respected members of the community. Flourish members come in throughout the week and take part in the work we do here. Everyone does their bit, members and staff working side by side. Whatever your diagnosis, however well or unwell you are, you could contribute and be part of something. This marked a real departure from the patient or service user model. Earlier this year, we found out that our primary funder had cut our funding as part of a £43 million package of cuts to social care. This came as a huge blow. There were worries that we would have to close a service which had supported people for more than 25 years. But thanks to a merger with Glasgow Association for Mental Health, we've kept the doors open, and we're here now to tell you why communities like ours are so important.
Thank you, Michelle. What a pickle.
People often find it hard to describe what we do here because it takes so many forms. Let's hear from the people who know best, our members.
Yeah, what's your name?
My name's Naeem.
My name is Nyla.
My name's Annie.
I am Neil.
My name is Jean.
Anne-Marie.
I'm Gail.
My name's Anthony.
What do you like to do when you're in Flourish House?
Staff reception, help people and point them in the right direction.
I like the computer work.
I love socialising and I love driving the van and I love eating the food.
My hobbies are photography, so I'll be bringing my camera in on Christmas Day to take some photographs.
Well, I do a lot. I like to do a lot of it as well. I enjoy the kitchen serving.
I like helping with the podcast.
I like serving at lunchtime.
I like to go forest crafts and walking on the top at lunchtime.
And what is Flourish House for you?
Flourish House is a lifeline.
Friendship and a warm welcome from everyone.
Mostly yourself, it's great.
I would probably say family.
Brilliant.
Friendly.
Good, it's awesome. Yeah. I like being here.
I think it can be a lot of different things for different people, and the flexibility is one of the real strengths.
I like Flourish House because people remember your name.
Well, I thought about it there and the word that came to mind was actually life.
Our members come from all over Glasgow and have all kinds of life experiences.
But we all get the same warm welcome the first time we step through the doors.
I came here with cargo and I just accepted like straight away. Then you really have to settle up, just turn up the next day.
So it was sort of really chilled and the people were really friendly, which made it easier. There was no pressure at all on me, so that was good.
I thought it was a place you could feel comfortable spending some time.
Because people talk about you and they make you welcome, and that's how I wanted to stick around.
I sat down at a table and all I had to do was put stamps on an envelope, and somehow I found that more therapeutic. I can cope with this without stress.
Getting through the door for the first time is a big step. People with serious mental health issues often feel isolated by wider society. Communities can provide a judgment-free space to grow.
Is it hard coming out of hospital and back into the community?
It is hard. I've recently come out of hospital and I found taking part in activities outside of the world is quite challenging. But as the time went on, the more people I met, things got much more easier for me. But it is a challenge the first months when you're transitioning from being in hospital till you're discharged, yeah.
Well, in hospital you're institutionalised and you come out and you're totally on your own, you've no company, you've got to look after yourself, you've got to go shopping. It's very, very hard. You're stuck in the house for 24 hours a day and you don't know what's available. You don't know about Flourish House until your CPN maybe informs you of what's available out there to get to recover. No, you really do need to have a structure in your life. And if you don't have that, you lose your sense of purpose. And then not all families are loving and supportive. You can become very isolated.
Recovery is not, you can't put a time limit on it. It's got its own time. It's not just like a set thing.
I'm now going to pass over to founder and manager John Lynn. He's been part of Flourish House for 25 years and he's seen many changes over that time.
And been a big part of many people's recovery journey. Aye, he's a good man.
So I think when people come to Flourish House, generally they've been through quite a difficult time, either with a significant period of ill health or even a period of hospitalisation. And I think at the point of coming to us, generally they're maybe symptom free, so they're not as unwell as maybe they have been, but they tend to find themselves at a bit of a loose end, a bit lost, and maybe asking themselves about what's next for me. They may have lost certain important things in their life, like contact with family, contact with friends, a job, a university or a college place. Those layers have just been peeled away, and I think this is one of the ideal places that can help to restore those lost elements. So Flourish House works towards a social model of mental health as opposed to the medical model. I mean, the medical model is about getting people well again, making sure that they're safe and that they're cured, that they're symptom free, and I think that's obviously really, really important. But the social model is more about helping people to rebuild their lives, put those layers back on again, whatever it takes to help them towards recovery.
It's not always easy getting out of bed in the morning, especially if you don't have much structure in your life. Flourish gives members a place where their contribution matters and where they can be part of something bigger than themselves.
My breakdown was in the summer of 1990, and I tried to go back to university and try to do my research, but I knew I was too unwell to do it really. And I read some books on burnout and mental health problems, and there was a bit in the book and it mentioned the importance of relationships and work because they're key footholds on reality and being part of a normal life. To me, that's what Clubhouse really does. It provides your footholds on reality again through the relationships and through the meaningful activity. Because sometimes after a breakdown, you just feel absolutely worthless, and you've got to build that sort of self-esteem and self-confidence again. And it's a really hard, slow process and can keep coming back to haunt you for a while, in my experience. So that sense of purpose is part of something where you go and you do something useful and you give back and you help other people. And that gives you a sense of confidence and belonging.
The friend, the support, the things I've got doing, the lunches, everything's sociable. It's really good. We spend the day sitting in four walls.
So I've always had the hope to overcome my issues, my mental health issues. So that's why I wanted to come to Flourish House, to take part in the work order day and try and get back on my feet. And I've been trying through Flourish House. It's been very difficult for me. And I've still not managed to do that, but it's good that that support's still there because I need it because I've still not given up that hope that I can still do something in the future.
It helps you if you're not getting out of bed and you want to go somewhere. You can, I need to go, I'm going up to Flourish, I'm going to day today. And it helps you recover that way, to get up and start your day with Flourish House.
A bit of motivation.
Motivation keeps you going.
Yeah. A bit of a rocket under your bum.
Aye, whee! Fire up, whee!
Here we go.
The social model of mental health care, providing community and peer support, is increasingly rare. Despite our endangered status, our members find us to be a vital service.
Well, in my early days of recovery, I really struggled to get back to a normal way of living. My actual time in hospital was quite brief, but I've never totally recovered from the experience, and my mental health still fluctuates a lot over certain stressful events in my life. But I think the main thing is that if you've got people you get on with and relate to, and you've got a place to go where you feel you belong, where you can live as normal life as possible, it does make a big difference to how you feel about yourself. I think you can have very low self-esteem, and it's very difficult to mix in normal society with those feelings and just feel you belong. But here we understand when you can't do much each day. Maybe you can't work a full day, but you can still do half an hour here and there. And where people understand and they'll give you a hand if you're struggling, so you're not left struggling by yourself. So it's really important that you don't just suffer by yourself.
How do members support each other?
They talk to one another, they confide in one another, they're always the same way, they're friendly, very positive, make you very welcome.
Yeah, I'd say that a lot of members are good listeners as well.
What sort of things do you like to pull in?
Help them if they're down and cheer them up. If you've got a bad day, you get a good day, members.
Yeah, you're very good at cheering people up.
I know.
You're very good at it. You've got your own special way.
Makes you feel better in yourself to help other members.
If you have mental health problems, you can start getting more unwell if you're just by yourself all the time. Community is important. Well, I certainly have had times where I felt better as soon as I got here.
One of the key features that makes Flourish a unique community is the lack of hierarchy.
Members and staff are equal. We all take responsibility for the work of the community.
I know who's the real boss.
You.
I thought it was you.
Being a service user, it's like an intervention on your behalf. It's for your own good. You're not really contributing, you're the receptacle for the intervention. It echoes the medicalisation, whereas being a member of Flourish is reciprocal and it is collaborative. It's being part of a community, everyone pitching in, helping each other. A lot of peer support happens organically in this environment. A lot of uncredited, unseen things happen in a community that you don't have where you're just a service user.
Everyone's equal regardless of how ill they are, from the ones who are just out of hospital to the ones who are almost fully recovered and working again. Everyone's equal.
It's more egalitarian, maybe.
Why would you say that's important? If it is important, do you think that is important?
So there's not any power mismatch?
Do you think that power mismatch is present in other spaces?
Like in hospital, really?
And how does that feel?
Humiliating?
If you were to be treated like a patient here, do you think you'd still come?
Probably not, no.
Probably not. So how does the difference feel?
Liberating.
And why do you think it's important that you have a say in how services run and what happens here?
Because it's affecting me and everyone around me. So I don't see why we shouldn't have that say. It's a huge part of life. Like, why would you not have a say in it? And that does add to how you feel about yourself. It gives you some of that sense of self-worth back.
Do you feel a bit like it's the reins being handed to you?
Yeah.
Take over. Take the wheel. Take the wheel.
Part of it with support.
I'll hold the wheel too.
Thank you.
Because I think if you feel empowered, that doesn't just mean that you have strength, but that you have the confidence to make changes in your community and get active in it. And that's what you see in Flourish all the time. Yeah. It's not just that people are allowed a voice, it's that because they feel that, they make changes and they get involved all the time. Otherwise you just have a community that's passive and does what it's told.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that that's the best thing for it.
I think you can actually do quite a lot and feel quite important and, you know, useful in complex ways. Like I ended up taking minutes at the board meetings and becoming the secretary. So I had a lot of involvement in things that you wouldn't expect normally in a mental health service. It wouldn't just be about you getting counselling or medication or checking that you're okay. It's much more involvement than that.
The trust and community connection established by a member leads to a kind of transferable trust being developed.
So would you like to tell us a bit about Flourish House being a launch pad?
Well, firstly, for me, one of the things, the activities I took part in, I had maybe been here around 6 months, but it was the radio skills. And that was other members and staff members teaching us skills of how to edit, etc. The radio. And from my interest in that, I was really wanted to see how I could take that further. So I went on to Sunnygovan and did the SVQ course with them. That has really helped improve my confidence. And to be quite honest, I couldn't have done that without having Flourish here to support me in that also. And that came from a wide range, from being here to chat to them through using the equipment in Flourish, etc., which just made it much better and easier to do so, and gave me the confidence which I really was lacking. And then this took me on to be able to feel a bit more confident to take other things forward in my own community. So now I help out in 2 gardening groups that I volunteer in, and all of these things have increased my self-worth, my confidence, my social skills have increased through the community here, because I found it difficult to chat to people outside, and coming here and having that relationships that I've built up, I felt that enabled me to go out more into my community and feel that I was a worthwhile part of my community and could contribute something. So yeah.
Long-term support like ours provides the time and independence needed for positive, sustainable growth.
Well, I think part of me dealing with my mental illness is trying to recover from years of mental and verbal bullying. So part of that journey involves regaining my self-respect.
Do you think that's possible to do within 6 months?
No.
No.
It's got to be a long-term thing.
A long-term thing, yeah.
You need to be patient.
We're a model that's been flexible. I mean, the key elements of the clubhouse model about, you know, having a place to go, something to do, a place to return, contact with other people, that sense of community. That's not changed, you know, that's not become any more or less, maybe it's become more important. I think the way services have been eroded in recent years, that sense of community is maybe something that has been lost a bit, so it's maybe more important. And I think we've survived because of those basic things. We've done really well. You know, we've made sure that we've been a place that people want to come to, and a place that gives people that sense of purpose and real opportunities to move on, not necessarily move out, but move on in their lives, become kind of contributing citizens, make friends, you know, have relationships.
It's my experience, and I wonder if it's yours too, that with doctors, with other services, if they can't treat you in 10 weeks, 12 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, there's that kind of like, if you aren't able to just be on an upwards trajectory until you're not there anymore, they aren't interested. And Flourish, the ongoing kind of support, a very different attitude.
Yeah, you know, the doctors, they can only spend so much time with you, but if you come here, you've got the whole day where you can interact with the staff and the members and get peer support. And so it's not like you're seeing the doctor for an hour or the CPN for an hour, or you're in a programme for like say 6 weeks or something like that. You know, there's no like time limits on what you can do here, and I hope that stays the same in the future, because it does make a big difference in people's mental health when constant therapy when you come here. You want to get involved in things. That's the hope, and for you to improve.
It's like ongoing support through the good times and bad, rather than just the bad.
Yeah, the doctors are usually there when, you know, there's something wrong and they need to treat it. So we're not replacing the doctors, we're just filling that need that the doctors can't provide.
So stability.
Sometimes I've seen people who haven't done anything except drink coffee in the cafe for ages, and then something, and you never, to this day, I could never make a rule about what it would be, something that would grab their interest, and suddenly they would start, you know, they would take a bit more interest in it, get more involved in it, and completely change as people. And also, I've seen people come who've just done really well and been fantastic, and then got ill again. And maybe it'll be years, but they come back, and this is somewhere where they can come. I remember one particular person, she'd been away for about 5 years, I think, and when she walked into the downstairs meeting, everybody went, "Oh, hiya," and they remembered her, they knew who she was, and I think that must have been a fantastic thing, you know, to know that there was somewhere that would remember you.
Evidence shows that long-term support and social models of care cost less over time than care in crisis. But finding funding for projects like ours has never been more of a struggle.
I think it's unique because sort of similar projects in the town centre and Glasgow have been shut down. I think Flourish House is unique by being one of the only projects left in Glasgow.
I mean, I've been in the third sector mental health services now since the early 90s. So obviously I've been around for a fair amount of time, and prior to that worked for the NHS and psychiatric services there. Things have changed so dramatically in that period that I've been involved. When I started in the third sector, I mean, it was just such a new and exciting thing to be involved in. I think we saw real innovation and really exciting project emerging. There was lots of work around positive engagement of people, you know, when they were leaving hospital, and creating real routes into paid employment and back into study. So it was a really exciting time to be involved. Move forward 20 odd years or so, and I think, you know, we've had some difficulties throughout that time, but the level of cuts at the minute and the challenges to third sector mental health services is unprecedented. I think that we've now cut to a level that we can cut no more without putting people's lives at risk.
You know, funding is so ruled by political agendas, and it's always so short term. And I think if you want to make lasting change and build resilience in people, that you have to have a much longer term attitude towards funding. I don't think that means that people should just give you funding. I think they should be able to demand that you can answer for what you're spending the money on.
Yeah, of course.
And I just think that it probably costs more in the long term to do short-term outcomes and then have to start somebody from scratch.
Last year's been hard for our community, with widespread cuts across the third sector and the NHS.
As you heard at the top of the show, in April this year, Flourish House merged with Glasgow Association for Mental Health to try and future-proof our community.
We thought we were ahead of the game. Here's John with what happened next.
2 weeks before the merger, we were told by the HSCP that they were not renewing the contracts at all. So what we anticipated to being a cut of around 40% ended up being 100%, and that obviously made it incredibly difficult to continue services. Our last contract with the Health and Social Care Partnership was for £285,000 a year, and we reckon we could have run pretty much the same service as part of a merged organisation for around £160,000. So a massive saving to the HSCP, and I think an incredible missed opportunity, represented real value for money. I mean, we've basically been contracted by the health boards since 1996. So we had essentially a 30-year relationship that ended without an awful lot of discussion or consultation, which was disappointing from our perspective. We felt there should have been the opportunity for members to be consulted to a much greater extent than they had been prior to the decision being made. So yeah, disappointing. It's fortunate that Gametes decided to go ahead with the merger. At that point they could have pulled out, because otherwise Flourish House would have been in the process of winding up its services and closing the building entirely. At least this way we've got a kind of fighting chance to go out there and find new resources to continue to provide services within this building.
Despite our current situation, we're working to stay positive. The building has transformed into Gametes Community Hub and is now shared with more groups and projects. Together, we are stronger, and we've bought some time to find sustainable funding for the community. At the core of everything, it's important we remember why we do this work.
Coming here is better, because we do a lot of good things here, and we can never forget that. They were good times.
I agree. I lost my partner about a few weeks ago, and it was Flourish that kept me going, with John and that phoning, everybody phoned to see how I was getting on and keeping in touch, and that's what I needed, was people that knew me and to be there for me, and I really appreciated it. I didn't realise that many friends in Flourish till that happened. Then coming back again, it was nice to see everybody, and you could always get up to a bit of mischief.
John has been good at, keeping things going, keeping things together, and for all that time when other clubhouses have stopped, and when they're stopping beds, when they're stopping beds in the hospitals. It's very important to have a community place, because otherwise people would maybe just be sitting looking at four walls, feeling unmotivated. Because I've been coming here 21 years.
So it's almost nearly 14 years now since I've been in Flourish House. On the 26th of this month, October, I'll be 14 years in this building.
And it's been a quick 10, 11 years.
Things have been changing a lot recently, but and it's even called a different name, Gametes Community Hub now. So I find that quite funny when I'm phoning Flourish and someone says, Gametes Community Hub, I'm like, where? But I'm sure Flourish will continue to go from strength to strength. I really hope so anyway, because it's an important place for people.
I'll laugh in here every single day. Something will happen, somebody will say something, you'll have a conversation, and you'll just go away feeling a bit uplifted.
Laughter in your tongue, isn't it? Laughter in your tongue, laughter in your heart, peace in your eyes.
And I think just and knowing that you've made a contribution or a difference to someone's life is really helps to sustain you. So I think if I had all my opportunities again, I would still do the same thing.
Absolutely, no regrets.
I worked in Flourish for about 20 odd years, and I think that it was easily the happiest place I've worked, and I think in a way even these days it gives you hope, because there's a lot of stuff going on outside that just seems overwhelming, but it's a good kind of reminder that actually people working together can do that kindly and equally and supportively, and that actually works. It actually, it's not just a sort of flash in the pan thing, it's something that can happen over a long period of years. So I suppose it kind of keeps giving me a little candle of hope.
I'll tell you what my best Flourish memory was. 3 weeks ago was my birthday, and I got a cake presented to me with a candle, and I was really made up that everyone was singing happy birthday to me.
To end on a positive note, Catherine, what's your Flourish highlight been?
Just at being here.
Thank you for listening to our story.
We hope it's given some insight into the unique community we have here. If you'd like to find out more about our work, please search the GAMH Community Hub in your favourite search engine and follow us on social media to see how we get on.
Thank you to all our members who there she goes, participated in the making of this podcast. As ever, you are fantastic. We're lucky to have you.
The music you hear in this podcast was made by our ex-staff member, Big Steve.
Cheers, Steve!
And our intro music was done by our member, Stephen. If you enjoyed this, we'll have more episodes in the coming months delving deeper into topics we think are important.
And if you happen to know where we can get a load of cash, give us a call.
Bye now.
Bye. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a nice night. I'm going to the bingo. Bye.
What was it about it that made you want to keep coming and getting involved?
I'm a glutton for punishment.